So, this is my guide on how to build one of these around the corner log cabins in Valheim. Let's have a quick peek at what you should expect. Without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? First of all, you should clear an area of what size you want the building to be. For example, here we'll be doing a 7x7 4-meter log cabin. You can do also 9x9 or bigger, but you have to scale things up a little bit. Okay. Once you have it cleared up, make a floor. Here I used Croston, but you can use stone or wood or just don't make a floor at all. You can flatten the ground as well and build on ground. Here it is, 7x7. They are 4-meter pieces, so that will match correctly. Next up we have the base layer. So the first log layer. You want to leave one space for the doorway, but otherwise 2 until the wall. And then you make a rounded corner with the smaller pieces. And then you can just repeat this in all 4 corners. Next we can add some height. So at the end you want the walls to be 8 logs tall. And to get there, the middle part you want to have 2 at the bottom. And for the windows you add a small 2-meter piece. And then you can just fill in the rest with the bigger pieces. Now here I only put in 7, but the 8th one will come in back later. So it will stay symmetric with the windows having 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. There's multiple ways of filling in these corner pieces or windows. You can fill them with glass, wood, logs, basically anything that's something like a window or just a wall piece. You can fill them vertically if you want, but also horizontally if you want to actually make use of the snapping. In my playthrough I put the tool shelf in there for the workbench, so that will fit in nicely as well. Do recommend. But yeah, wooden walls, windows, log walls, make them as you wish. You can also use all the metal things, they look pretty good as well. And even the cage wall. Or you might not want anything in there at all, just have an open space and then you can just roll in. Okay, well let's add all the missing logs here, so the top layer. Then it's turn for the roof. So to get the rounded corner, do it like this. Snap to each rotated piece, and then you can just do the straight pieces. That will result in a nice curve in the roof. Okay, and to keep the curve going on layer 2 of the roof, we are going to utilize the 1 meter beams and we are going to snap them similarly how the straight pieces were curved as well. So you're going to want to have a starting point on the first non-curved piece and that the curve starts after that one. So we're going to match the curve. There should be 3 curved 1 meter beams and they should match the other roofs exactly. Like this, each matching the roof below. And then you can just snap a thatch piece and make sure you snap the curved pieces on the middle of each curved beam. Might be a bit tricky, so press E to get the auto snapping into the center and use that. And then the rest you can snap on the 2 meter beams. And there we go. And you can remove the beams after if you don't like to see them. Okay, and then from layer 3 onwards, you no longer need to curve anything. You can just put in a 26-degree piece and it fits perfectly on the center one. And the rest you can just fill with straight 26-degree pieces. Okay, and at some point you are going to run into the issue where you can no longer build. So you are going to need to add some supports. I do recommend this wooden iron pole hidden inside log beam method. So you can do, for example, 5 tall, and it should match pretty well when placed in the center. If you make a bigger one, for example my 9x9, you might need a taller beam, but that's fine as well. Or you could add smaller ones closer to the walls. And there we have it, the roof is complete. Then let's have a look at how to build a shelf like this one. Okay, because this is the 7x7 version, I do want to come in 1 meter from the first snapping point. For the 9x9 you can ignore that 1 meter step and do a bigger one. Because you have a bunch more space on either side, so you can fit more stuff or, well, I mean, if you want a smaller one like this, sure. Snap all the beams, and I'm gonna add some to the back as well, because there's some light leaking through. And then you want a log pole in each corner. And fill in a horizontal beam as well. Maybe use the 2 meters now, because it's a 6 meter gap. Looks a bit nicer. You could do logs at the bottom as well, but I'm just gonna keep the beams. Then you wanna fill in the floor with either wood or stone or whatever. Then you can place in all the chests. I'm just gonna do them like this. You can do them horizontally as well. I left a gap there, but you can make them nice and symmetrical as well. And then let's get the beams in. So it's gonna be a 1 meter gap. Let's put a temporary piece right there to snap to. And then we're gonna fill in the rest. So that leaves a nice uniform gap for the chests. And then you can do another layer of floor. Fill in the sides. Looks a bit nicer. And you don't have to if you want to access the side chests as well. Then at the top you can do a 26-degree piece. And make sure to snap it on the wall pieces. And then you can do a half wall. And there it is, pretty much. There's a big gap right there. You can fill in the rest as well. You don't want to see up above. You can have chest there or big items, whatever you need. Okay, then you can add some decorations. To add color to signs, for example, you can do color white. That looks pretty nice. Alright, let's look at how to raise the sleeping area floor. That looks a bit nicer. We can do a similar curvature thing here as well. Oh, went a bit too early. Let's do one more half wall. Okay, and then we can just fill in the floor. And with all the decorations added and bed and everything you need for rested bonus. You do want to keep in mind that you want to have a fire or a hearth nearby. I had mine in like the kitchen extension in my 9x9 house. And here's a bit of a preview of the 9x9 house I have in my playthrough. So we have the forge and smithing station. There's the altar, with all the upgrades hidden behind the shelves. And there's a workbench and all accessories. And I have the tool shelf there nicely. And then I have the bed area, and the bed is close enough to the fire. And this like a little kitchen extension I made. And I have a downstairs as well. Hide stuff like the grinding wheel down there. And more storage space. Well, thanks for watching. Do leave a like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more. And also don't forget to join the giveaway as well. There's still one more keyboard left to be given away this year. I'll see you all next time.